then. Let's go. Let's stay in the NFL here. Free agency is upon us. Free agency, it starts next Wednesday here, and we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive. But for this episode,
Dylan, does the tampering window technically open next Monday, or did they get rid of that?
I think it opens Monday. I want to say it either opens Monday or Wednesday, and then signing starts on Friday. Maybe
I thought the league year started Wednesday.
No, the league
Thursday.
year starts Wednesday. The league year starts Wednesday, so the tampering period probably starts Monday then. So
that sounds right.
So we're gonna start here. We're gonna start over in your guys' backyard here. Free agent QBs. We're gonna predict where every single free agent QB is going. So on the list here, we've got Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, Joe Flacco, Jacoby Brissett, Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, Gardner Minshew, Joshua Dobbs, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz, Mason Rudolph, Tyler Huntley, Marcus Mariota, Mitchell Trubisky, and pending his release, because it's not official yet, is Jimmy Garoppolo. So, but we're going to go back up to
steroids.
Yep, we're going to go back up to the top here. We're going to start over in your guys' backyard here. Kirk Cousins is set to be a free agent here. And, this one is going to be where I think once Kirk Cousins signs, wherever that may be, if he re-signs in Minnesota, or a lot of people are speculating he goes to Atlanta, I think once you see him go, I think there's going to be a lot more that are going to fall into place. But I think Cousins is going to be that first domino to fall, because in this class, he despite coming off an Achilles injury, he is still the best quarterback in this free agency class. I think he still has the most to give and most ability and most longest years. I think this is the Achilles tearing. I think that was just an outlier injury. I think he's going to be able to come back and be healthy wherever that may be. But there was a report from Pro Football Talk that he's looking to move his family to Atlanta, which I guess in a sense would make sense because his wife is from the Georgia area. His parents, I believe, live in Orlando. I think I heard.
And her parents, I think, live in Georgia still.
Yep. And Kirk is, I don't think it's controversial when I say this, but he is the best quarterback in Vikings history.
Mm-hmm.
And at least, and if not the best, he's top 2 after Fran Tarkenton, but I would give it, if we're going on talent alone, it's definitely Kirk Cousins. It sounds like, I think I saw that the Vikings are going to be capping his offer at $40 million. Are the Falcons going to offer 50? I don't know. But for me, I don't see how much different your life changes from making $10 million more for me. But the Falcons, they do have a good offensive line. They've got good weapons in a very winnable division. But I think what Kirk has built in Minnesota, I think that has to count for something. I think he is beloved by fans there. He's a fan favorite. He just seems like an all-around good dude. But just kind of going off of what I've read so far, it seems like he's gonna go and try to chase after the money rather than trying to go where it's the best fit for him, best opportunity to win.
Yeah, I honestly, there's not a lot of good vibes here up in the Twin Cities. You listen to K-Fan, no one sounds confident that he's going to be coming back. And like you said, I'm not sure it's just a Kirk thing. I think it's also part Vikings. Like, they have created that barrier where they're not going to go over. And I think a lot of that is guaranteed money. They will not go on a guaranteed deal, like 100%, like they did last 2 times now. I think he ends up in Atlanta. I think it's a good fit for him. He has weapons around him. He has Bijan. And now Atlanta can just go all in on defense on this draft and maybe some linemen. And they're looking damn good in a pretty weak division.
Yeah, and I think they need another receiver, but you can find them.
Yep. And I mean, this is another deep receiver class. I think for the next 10 years at least, the draft class for receivers is going to be deep. But yeah, I'm with you, Ethan. I think he also signs with the Falcons.
Guys, this kind of reminds me of when J.J. Watt went to Arizona in 2021. Where like the Cardinals, they're really not a great team. They might win some games, but you look at it, he's late in his career. This was a excuse me again. This was a move that wasn't just about football, it was life after football. Adam Thielen last year, moving down to Charlotte. Panthers weren't going to win a whole lot of games, but he wanted to live in the southern part of this country probably when he's done playing. And I think this is a move that Kirk and his wife then want to make to get started for life after football.
Yeah.
You live in the Atlanta area, live in a state where she's from. You have a little more financial freedom down in Georgia. It's kind of, the big city. So I'm with you. I think it's a clean sweep. I think he ends up in Atlanta.
All right, so that means that's good vibes for Vikings fans because now that we all said he's signing with the Falcons, he's definitely going to re-sign with the Vikings. So I think our reverse psychology is going to work. I'm feeling good about this one. But let's go over to another. At probably 3 or 4 years ago, probably if this guy were to hit the free agent market, would have been sought after big time money. But now he is getting paid $39 million to not play in Denver. Russell Wilson here, and has his stint in Denver, has that humbled him? Is he going to try to be a better teammate and try to be more available to his teammates and not be the as Sean Payton said, kissing all the babies type of thing? I think for Russell, I think he needs to go back to where he was successful in Seattle, is where they had go to a place that has a good defense, has a good offensive line, a good run game, something that they can use the run to open up the pass, where he's able to utilize his legs to extend plays. He still throws an incredible deep ball and, off of play action, be able to throw the ball downfield. I think a place right now, and it has a good culture, that I think there's a little bit more substance. My prediction is I think Russell goes to the Steel City and plays for the Steelers.
I just saw they were the betting favorite. I don't think I'm going to go with that. I thought about it, but I'm going a flashier place where his brand is still maybe a little bit, people know he can at least showcase it more. We're going to Las Vegas. We're going with the Raiders.
Ooh,
played them for a couple years now. Get some revenge on Denver, and they have a decent defense. They have weapons. Did they tag Jacobs, or is he a free agent?
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
If they get Jacobs back, they have the run game. I like him a lot more than Aiden O'Connell. O'Connell, and then I think he can do Garoppolo level, if not better.
Another team too that I think we should be keeping an eye on here for Russell is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because Baker is also set to be a free agent, and both are about at that 6 feet. Both teams have good run games, or the Bucs have a good running game, good defense, good receivers to get the ball downfield, good tight ends. What we've been reading is that Baker Mayfield is going to kind of demand some high offer money, but so if the Bucs aren't able to re-sign him, I think I would be surprised if the Bucs don't go hard after Russell.
Yeah, could be another spot.
Oh, that's fair. I'm with you, Dylan. I like Pittsburgh for us. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Freiermuth, Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren. They got some pieces. In Pittsburgh, they can continue to build that offensive line in the first round. You have a championship caliber defense, and then I think he needs a certain leader. And Mike Tomlin is that. So I think Pittsburgh's the place to be.
Yep. And the other thing too is I think him and Pickens are are a bit of that match made in heaven, where they can kind of go back to the Russell DK Metcalf era, and similar where they can Pickens can stretch the field like DK can. So I do like that.
Even Deontay Johnson and Tyler Lockett, those comparisons, you could see
Yep.
that a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go over to another short quarterback that we actually just kind of talked about here is Baker Mayfield, who if Joe Flacco doesn't show up, probably is definitely, I don't know if he wins it over DeMar Hamlin, but definitely a player of the or comeback player of the year, kind of revitalized his career, helped the Bucks win the NFC South again. And they just went out and re-signed Mike Evans, which is in hopes to help bring Baker back. But like I said, he's going to be seeking a high-paying salary. I think I heard it was north of $30 million a year. And the Bucks, that's not good for what the Bucks, because they also have some cap issues there. But I think Baker likes it there. And he's loved by his teammates. I think once he gets the market, I think he's gonna take a long look and see, this is where I had success. I think this is where I want to be. I think he's in a good spot as far as winning a division. I think he stays in Tampa Bay and re-signs with the Bucks.
I'm 100% with you. They got Mike Evans locked up, which is what number one priority was. They got the tag on Antoine. Go get your third guy. Pay up to get Baker. He was phenomenal for you guys last year. I mean, went to the playoffs. Like, no one expected them to go to the playoffs. Let's just be real. So yeah,
and win a game.
Why the hell would you not bring him back?
We thought they were on Caleb Williams and Drake May watch.
Yeah, would be almost a disservice not to bring him back.
Yeah,
I'm with you guys. It's a clean sweep. And Baker's one more bad season away from almost being ostracized out of this league. Tampa Bay saved his career. He saved Tampa Bay. You got a good thing going. Don't leave. Also, no state income tax. It's a beautiful state, beautiful region. Why would you leave that?
Yep. And now we outside of the I don't know if we say Russell Wilson's a surefire starter, but if he does go to Pittsburgh, he's definitely their best option. It'd be a quarterback competition, and I think Russell wins that, and I don't think it's particularly close. But and hypothetically here, let's just for fun, let's say Kirk does sign with the Falcons. Where does Justin Fields end up? And Russell goes to the Steelers here.
Oh.
So where do you guys see Justin Fields going?
I'll say Saints.
The Saints, okay.
I could see the Raiders taking a chance on him.
Yeah. I could see that as well. I think it would be terrible for the Raiders because, well, then they'll be picking at the top of the draft next year, getting that number one pick. So maybe it's just a tanking ploy. But let's have some fun here, because I mentioned a handful of them. Where do you guys think Ryan Tannehill plays next year?
He's going to be a bridge guy for sure. Like, no one's going to pay him a ton of money, maybe a year option for a second or something. I'm going to go New England. If they're actually really like Jaden Daniels, like people are saying, he's not going to start year one. I think Tannehill would be a really good bridge guy for him.
Oh, what did I say?
I'll go, since Grant, you're looking here. I'm gonna go with the New York Jets. I think last year they got caught playing with fire after not having a reliable backup behind Aaron Rodgers. I don't think anybody expected him to. They expected Aaron to not his Achilles tear after 4 plays, but I think they're not going to mess around this year. I think they're going to go out and they're going to get a dependable, a known commodity in the league as far as quarterback, someone that can be command a huddle, can get you into the right play. And I don't know if I think he's past winning teams games, but I don't think he's going to be able to lose you games. And I think that's what the Jets need, is they need some stability there. Because if you read the article in The Athletic, it's it's not very well in New York.
Guys, I'm gonna go with the Colts. I think he's gonna stay in the AFC South. I think they move off Minshew, but they know with Anthony Richardson, his body's gonna take a toll if he wants to be a runner. Shane Steichen can work with him. He could get a playbook going, get an offense going with a capable backup. I'll say Indianapolis Colts.
All right. And the comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. Where do you guys think he ends up?
Exactly like you said about the Jets, just to replace Flacco with from Tannehill.
Okay, so we have a reunion of sorts.
Yep. I think he stays in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with you, Grant. I think he stays in Cleveland as well because we all know Deshaun Watson's going to get hurt. And when Deshaun was playing, he didn't look all that great. So I think the Browns, I think they want to stay with him. And I mean, he got him to the playoffs last year, I think. And like I said, he was their best option at quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if Watson's play doesn't improve. I don't see any reason why Stefanski wouldn't go back to him.
$60 million on your bench. Oh my God.
That makes Russell Wilson look like pennies.
It's pretty crazy.
Oh
But
my
what about
God.
what about Jacoby Brissett? Where do you guys think he ends up next year?
Boy.
Like Ethan just said, he's a bridge guy. I think this team, they just released their quarterback. I think the Denver Broncos. If they can get a guy like Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy there at 12, maybe Sean doesn't want to rush him into things a little bit. You bring in someone. Everybody in the NFL, whatever locker room he's been in, they have nothing but good things to say about Jacoby. He can maybe start 6 to 8 games. He'll help the rookie. He knows his role from all the places he's been at. I'll say the Denver Broncos.
All right.
God, this one's tough. Like,
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I think
They bring him
somebody that they bring him back. Somebody that's been in that in the Patriots system. He's good for a couple of games a year because from what I heard today on the Herd is they want to give Mac Jones one last run. Why, I don't know. And they want to focus on bolstering up their weapons because they have none. I think Jacoby can get you a couple wins in some spots.
So does that mean they take Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I could see it.
I'm just saying.
So,
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. What's his nuts can't stay healthy, and so and he's
Kyler
Murray hurt. So
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Go get a capable guy.
I like it.
All right. What about Sam Darnold?
I think this is the Vikings bridge.
Vikings
I
bridge.
think
Okay.
Sam Darnold goes to the Vikings.
No, that's fair. That's a good one. I think another team who it's never you need a good backup, and even if this quarterback were to get hurt, if you have a capable backup with the players around him, they could still win. The Houston Texans.
It's a good one. I thought about Brissett for them.
CJ, he got that concussion this year. You don't wish anyone on anybody. It's a violent game. And then what if he hits his head again? You could get Darnold for 2 weeks as a good backup, and he could mentor, CJ and say, hey, these are all the mistakes I made when I was younger. So I'll go Houston.
Okay. I think he stays with the stays with the 49ers. I think Purdy is going to get hurt at some point again, and in spots Darnold looked good, and I think it's finally given him some stability in his career, and I think he sticks around one more year with the Niners, and then let's go down to up in a sense. Let's go up to the Pacific Northwest. Drew Lock, where does he end up?
It's getting hard.
I think this is one where you stay in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he stays in Seattle too.
He stays in Seattle. I mean,
Won a couple of games. Who knows when the Geno Magic's going to run out?
That
I thought that
locker
was the
room,
only real logical decision.
yeah, the sideline clearly loved him. You could see in that Philadelphia game.
Mm-hmm.
He's now married. Him and his wife, I think, have a baby or a child on the way. So Seattle's been good to Drew, so he stays home.
All right. Gardner Minshew, where does he end up?
I think he's back in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
He's back in Philly.
All right.
I think he stays in with the Colts. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of people that are staying all of a sudden, but
Yeah.
if it ain't broke,
Tough.
don't fix it.
Yep. I have it. He goes back down south, and I have him going to the Saints.
Hmm.
I think that the Derek Carr experiment has run its course. I think that I think if he goes back to the Saints, I think there's going to be a little bit of a spark. Gardner Minshew is not going to be afraid to throw the ball downfield, which is something that the Saints need. So I like Gardner going to the Saints here, but let's go to another former Vikings quarterback is Joshua Dobbs. Where does he end up?
Man, I don't know if he gets on a team.
So I actually said this, guys. I said he moves down to Houston, but his ass is working for NASA. He's out of the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a team.
So you have him working for
legitimately, I don't think
NASA.
he finds a
I have
team.
him working for NASA. Yeah, I mean, you're aerospace engineer. Go work for NASA, bro.
Training camp invite or something. That's honestly the best I could think of.
Yeah, I got you.
I really had no idea either. So I just threw this out. I think he goes back to the state he played his college football at. I think he ends up with the Tennessee Titans. Because why not? Tyrod Taylor. He retires.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
I think this is a stay in New York. He's
so
he's a hell of a backup.
Stay in New York, or I'll say Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah,
We got
I'm gonna say that,
now up we have famous Jameis Winston. Where does our guy Jameis end up at?
Houston,
Houston.
gunslinger.
this team has a new coach, a new culture. Their head coach wants to bring the energy. Jameis brings it. I'm gonna say the Commanders.
Commanders, okay. I initially had Raiders, but the more I thought about this, the Broncos do not have a quarterback. Jameis played for Sean Payton, and I think he goes over and I think he starts the year in Denver. I think Denver also drafts a quarterback. So at some point, but I think Jameis ends up for the playing for the Broncos.
And Sean Payton did love him.
Yeah.
He did. Also, Jameis, a tremendous locker room guy. You've never heard any of his teammates ever say a bad word about him. So then let's go to Carson Wentz. Where does he end up?
Rams. He stays.
Yeah, he
Stays with
in
the
LA.
Rams. Okay.
Stays with the Rams. This is easy.
With Cousins leaving, Carson, North Dakota boy, grew up rooting for the Vikings, and there's been a lot of talk about another former NDSU quarterback going to the Vikings. I do think an NDSU quarterback is on the Vikings roster. I just think it's Carson Wentz on the roster here for the
That'd be
Vikings, a homecoming of sorts.
Okay.
Mason Rudolph, I think we're all in agreement that he is a Steeler next year.
Yeah. Same with Huntley.
Yep, Huntley.
Since I had Russ in Pittsburgh, I actually had Mason Rudolph as the backup in Tennessee
Oh, okay.
behind Levis.
All right. Tyler Huntley, Ravens. We all good on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcus Mariota. I think he returns to the Eagles. Something similar skill sets as Jalen Hurts. And we've kind of seen Jalen kind of fall out or hurt his body break down on him. I think Eagles are going to need him, and basically a plug and play type of situation here with a guy like Marcus.
I'm going to say wherever Caleb Williams goes.
Okay.
So I'll pencil that in for Chicago.
Yep, Chicago more than likely, yeah.
I got him going out back to the West Coast. We'll go with the Chargers.
Ah,
In case Herbert gets hurt, no offense to Easton Stick, but Mariota's got that skill set that Colin had when Greg Roman and Harbaugh were there. Can you change it up a little bit, make some plays with his legs? I'll go the Chargers.
all right. Now Mitchell Trubisky. Where does MVP Mitch end up?
Big surprise. I can confirm breaking news here. He signed with the Bills.
It's Ethan. It's
Oh.
funny.
Former
Before you got
Steelers.
on, I told Dylan,
Yeah.
I wrote down he'd go to the Bills, and I go to Instagram, and it says Mitchell Trubisky re-signs with Buffalo.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I had him going to the Packers because I really didn't know, but and then I think we all expect Jimmy G to get released. Where do you guys have him ending up?
I'm gonna go Chargers.
That's a good one.
Chargers, okay.
Kind of reminds me
I
of
like-
the JJ McCarthy type. Now, obviously not as talented, but
I like Arizona.
Arizona, okay. I have him going over to the East Coast here. He gets reunited with his offensive coordinator in San Francisco. I think he goes, and I mean this is perfect. Big dude, muscle dude, tan, goes down to Miami and is Tua's backup.
Oh shit, that's a good one.